From the Blues Hotel Collective, welcome to Blues Moments in Time, where every groove holds a memory and every moment echoes the truth of what came before. Today, we rewind the reel, trace the footsteps, and revisit the chapters that shaped the blues. Here is our host, Kelvin Huggins.
Welcome back to Blues Moments in Time. I'm your host, Kelvin Huggins. And today, we're exploring a date that holds more weight than most. January 1st. It's a day when freedom was promised, talent was born, and a legend said goodbye. Pour yourself something strong, settle in, and let's walk through these moments together. January 1st, 1863. A cold, crisp morning in Washington, D.C. President Abraham Lincoln puts pen to paper and signs the Emancipation Proclamation. With that signature, everything changed. Over 3.5 million souls held in bondage were declared free, at least on paper. The reality was more complicated, as it always is. But that day, what enslaved people had called Heartbreak Day, named for that slave auctions that tore families apart, became a day of jubilee. Cannon fire echoed across the north. Church bells rang out. People gathered in the streets, black and white together, celebrating this promise of freedom. It wasn't complete freedom, not yet, but it was a beginning. And that beginning planted the seeds of the blues. See, the blues didn't just appear out of nowhere. It grew from the soil of that complicated freedom, the joy of liberation, mixed with the pain of what came after. The struggles in the cotton fields, the Jim Crow laws, the long walk toward equality. All of that became the bedrock of the blues. When you hear Muddy Waters singing about his troubles or Bessie Smith moaning about hard times, you're hearing echoes of that January day when freedom was promised. But the road ahead was long and hard. That Emancipation Proclamation did something else too. It opened the doors for nearly 200,000 black men to fight for the Union, to fight for their own freedom and their families' freedom. These soldiers and sailors travelled, met people from different regions, heard new songs and stories. They carried those experiences home with them when the war ended. The political struggle that started on January 1st, 1863, never really ended. It just changed shape. The blues became a way to talk about the struggle, a way to say what couldn't always be said out loud. When Robert Johnson sings about having a hellbound on his trail, when Son House moans about the troubles he's seen, they're giving voice to a people still fighting for the freedom that was promised on that New Year's Day. Now let's jump forward to January 1st, 1947. Down in Paris, Texas, a boy named Gary B.B. Coleman comes into the world. Gary wouldn't pick up a guitar professionally until he was 15, but when he did, he learned from the best. He worked as a sideman for Freddie King. Imagine being 15 years old and backing up Freddie King. Later he'd play with Lightnin' Hopkins, soaking up the Texas blues tradition like a sponge. But here's what makes Gary B.B. Coleman's story special. He didn't make his first record until 1986. He was almost 40 years old. Most folks would have given up by then, but not Gary. He started his own label, Mr. B's Records, and recorded nothing but the blues. Itchy Band Records heard it and signed him up. Over the next few years, Gary B.B. Coleman became more than just a performer. He produced over 30 albums for other artists: Clarence Carter, Little Johnny Taylor, Buster Benton. He wrote songs that still get played today. If you can beat me rockin', you can have my chair. Now that's a little that tells you everything about the man's confidence and spirit. Gary gave us 6 albums of his own before he passed away in 1994. But his real legacy, he kept the soul blues alive when it could have faded away. He mentored other musicians, gave them a chance to record, and helped them find their voice. Born on New Year's Day, he was a gift to the blues world. And then there's January 1st, 1984. That's the day we lost Alexis Korner, the man they called the founder of British blues. Now you might be wondering, British blues? What's that got to do with the Mississippi Delta? Well, everything as it turns out. Alexis was born in Paris, grew up all over Europe, but ended up in London. During World War II, he heard a record by Jimmy Yancey during an air raid, and that was it. He said from that moment on, all he wanted to do was play the blues. He picked up a piano and guitar, met a harmonica player named Cyril Davies, and together they opened the London Blues and Barrel House Club. In 1962, they started a weekly rhythm and blues night at the Ealing Jazz Club. That club became ground zero for the British blues explosion. Mick Jagger, Keith Richards, Brian Jones, they all showed up at that club. One night in April 1962, Richards and Jagger walked in and found a guy calling himself Elmo Lewis, playing Elmore James's Dust My Broom. His real name was Brian Jones, and right there, the foundation of the Rolling Stones was laid. Charlie Watts, Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker, Eric Clapton, John Mayall, they all came through Korner's scene. He wasn't the most technically brilliant player, Richards said as much, but he was generous with his knowledge, generous with his time, and he had a vision. He wanted to bring American blues to British ears, and in doing so, he helped create bands that would carry the blues back across the Atlantic, introducing a whole new generation of Americans to their own musical heritage. When Alexis Korner died on January 1st, 1984, at the age of 55, the blues world lost a bridge between continents, between generations. But listen to the Rolling Stones, listen to Cream, listen to Led Zeppelin, and you'll hear his legacy. He never got rich, never got famous like the musicians he mentored, but without him, the story of the blues would have been different. So, there you have it. January 1st in blues history, the day when freedom was declared, setting in motion the social conditions that would birth the blues. A day when Gary B.B. Coleman was born, bringing soul and perseverance to the tradition. And a day when Alexis Korner left us, having given the blues a home across the ocean. These moments in time remind us that the blues is more than just music, it's history. It's struggle, it's hope, and it's the sound of people refusing to be silenced. Thanks for joining me on another journey with Blues Moments in Time. Until next time, keep the blues alive.